Hi, this is Dino Crisanti from World of Traegonia. This is the, I think, 11th video for the making of the sculpture. I thought I'd change venues where I usually sculpt or do these videos either at work or at my home, and you're usually looking at a wall. So I thought I'd bring you into my studio and give you just a quick tour. It's pretty crowded and filled with all kinds of stuff. You can probably see a dragon back there. And there's also a giant troll. But anyways, so this is where I work sometimes when the weather is right. There's a nice skylight. There are all kinds of things. Let me see. This is not like using a regular camera, so it's a little bit hard to do. So you can see some of the raw materials that I use. There's branches and twigs and feathers and all kinds of crazy stuff. One of these days, I know this is a garden weasel, but one of these days I'm going to make a sculpture out of it. And then you see a horned hat that I wore for Halloween one of these days, or back in the day. So all kinds of crazy stuff. There's the Traegon that I'm working on right here. That's going to be Dwayne's sculpture. That's an armature for the next Arbalest Bend bow. I'm working on him right now. And there's all kinds of stuff, some of the toys that I've designed and some of the toys that friends have designed. And there's a giant picture of me that's kind of creeping people out. Look, there's some characters from Dark Crystal. Anyway, so here's the main part of the studio, which is kind of like a glorified giant 2.5 car garage. So here's a Triclops that we did for Halloween some years ago. This is the scale of it. So if he stood up, he'd probably be around 15 feet tall. Many years ago, this is the first thing that we built. It's a dragon, and this is in my studio as well. There is the second troll that we made. Actually, the first troll we made, and he's got 2 eyes there. And on top of him is a spider that I had to set up for this year's Halloween party. There's a nice devil. Over here are some castings of the bronze sculptures that are in Lincoln Park Zoo here in Chicago that I did, and those are copies. Here's another character that I did for a Halloween party. He's also life-size. That's one of my customers still waiting for me to finish a Traegon sculpture. Just kidding. And if you ever hear us talk, when Kim and I talk about coming up with the idea for Traegonia, well, this is the studio where I first started doing the very first Traegon. And when we first met, we were neighbors, and right over there is the fence, although she doesn't live there anymore, is the fence that we talked over when we came up with the story and the idea. So that's part of my backyard. I'll give you a more extensive tour sometime. So that's a lot of blithering on, and I will get back on to sculpting and finishing up Dwayne's sculpture. Let me just point this in a good place so it's not too glaring. So the next thing I'm going to do, I went out and bought some batting. This is this natural cotton batting. I'm going to cut into strips, and I'm going to start wrapping it around the armature, and I'll probably do a little bit of that with some time-lapse photography, and then I will start videotaping and explain exactly what I'm doing. This is basically fleshing the character out to make him look like you got a full body rather than just the wire body right here. So that is it for me. It's Sunday, and I will post this, and hope you guys had a great weekend. Talk to you soon.